So what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, you missed maybe our longest service ever. I don't know. Today was our Remembrance Sunday, and so we took some time to honor those who have given of their lives in service, who have given life and limb, who have given of their health, their security, those who have given up loved ones in service of this country formally, but recognizing those who have given for any country, those who have given any service, recognizing that we have what we have wherever we are because of those who have been willing to give, been willing to sacrifice. We recognize that today is not a day to celebrate Canada's greatness or Canada's victory, but to acknowledge those who have volunteered, who have been pressed into service, who have said goodbye to a family member, a loved one, as they dedicated themselves to the welfare of this country and community. We acknowledge that we don't honor war as much as recognize that war is a failure. War is what happens when we fail to seek justice and love kindness and walk humbly with God. When we fail to be peacemakers, when we fail to be merciful, when we fail to be real siblings, real children of God. And in that failure, war arises, and some have paid the price for our failure. And so we humbly acknowledge that, and today commit ourselves to peace, to greater service, to justice and kindness and mercy, and walking humbly with each other and with God. To that end, today we read letters from soldiers, not all from this country. We didn't always identify the country of origin from the letter. We heard the story of the poppy and how it came to be a symbol in America and in Canada, of course, in the UK. But a story that we didn't know, Canada's history and relationship with the poppy. We heard that. We read the list of the recorded veterans from our contributing congregations from around our community, from the First World War through to present action in peacetime. We read all of their names, and we stood and listened to the last post played on a bugle. We stood in silence for 2 minutes, thinking about those names and who they are to us. Sometimes they're family names. Sometimes they're a name that sounds familiar. That's the family down the street. That's the guy I went to school with. We listened to those names. We thought about those people. And after 2 minutes of silence and gratitude, we heard the Reveille, and we dried our eyes, and we committed ourselves again to peace, to becoming peacemakers. We came to the table where we remember that Jesus was willing to be broken that we might live, that Jesus was willing to pour his life out for us. And we recognize that those people that we honored, those people that we aspire to be, have also been broken in love, have poured out their lives for us. And so we came to the table to commit ourselves not just to their memory, not just to the memory of Jesus, but to the active love that is inspired, that is demanded of us. We came to the table. We went away full, ready to share that table. A table where we meet with friends where the past and present and future come together. A table where we recognize that we are sitting with the one we once called the enemy, because God's love is that big. A table where we sit with those that we have forgiven, those we have yet to forgive, those from whom we need to ask forgiveness, those who have hurt us, those we have hurt. We recognize that God's love is that big, that the challenge is that great, that we find a way to be at table with all of those people, and in that way forge peace, a way forward, that we learn to seek justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with each other and with God. So yeah, it took a long time today. At the end of the day, we sang "O Canada," controversial for some churches who feel it's too nationalistic, and I know what they mean, and I understand it, and I recognize that. But as a community, we've decided we would sing it because when we listen to the words, we hear a prayer: God, keep our land free. And so we concluded that service with a prayer, asking that God be with us, but challenging ourselves to make that freedom meaningful, and that it be freedom for everyone, not just for the privileged few, not just for those who can list the war dead, but for all of us. So that's what you missed at Jubilee. You have this week of remembrance to consider these things yourself. The people who have made it possible to live in the kind of community you live in now. The ones that we have once called enemy and now are challenged to call kindred. The ones who are loved by God as fiercely as we are loved by God. A lot to think about this week. And maybe we'll get to see you soon and you can tell us what you've been thinking about, because we miss you and it makes a difference when you're with us. So until we see you again, God bless.